flat Earth, Moonset. So I found this picture, which is quite good. You can see, there's several obvious things that, it kind of curls out, and you can see how it goes into the distance, which is quite globe destroying, really. There are a few things to point out. It's kind of like, you can see the moon, the rest of them you can't. So is it like just anything to do with a time lapse, so it's not capturing? I don't know, or is it simply the time of night and morning, sorry, because I think it's set into east, isn't it? So that should be morning. The sun should be rising and stuff like. So yeah, I've got a piece of paper. Looking for, what's it called, my ruler or whatever and stuff like. Everything's packed up. So when I line them up, like the bottom ones with the top one out there, then these middle ones, you can see there's a gap. You see that? So really, it's already started to curl up, hasn't it? So I need to match it with one of these. And then you can see there, it starts to go into the paper kind of thing. You can see it through paper at the end and stuff like that. So you can see where it, hang on, is that right? It's very easy for it to move. So yeah, I think I've got it about right now. Hang on, no, there we go. You move one bit and the rest of it moves. Oh, hang on, something's moving its face. Anyway, that's too bad. You can see, can't you? So there's a couple of things. So you can see how it's compressing. The atmosphere is getting thicker because it's getting further into the horizon and all these kind of things. Sort of density is getting more. The more straight you look at it, the more up you look, the thinner it's getting and stuff like. So even that band kind of reminds me of it and stuff like. Although it's lightly cloud or whatever and stuff like. But so hang on. So you can see refraction line. That zigzag there kind of thing. So refraction line's there, isn't it? Although it's morphed, so there's still like refraction and all that kind of stuff like. So what I'm seeing here, there's, we talk about like sunset and like the actual position and the perceived position of a sunset and stuff like that, then we talk about refraction pushing light up and all that kind of stuff like. So here, right, you can see it's pushed it up, and that's basically because it's coming into this compression area. So that's what pushes it. This is the actual push up in terms of refraction, because as that comes down, it kind of compresses into that area, and there's nowhere else for the light to go in a sense and stuff like that. So then once it comes into the reflection line, so that's the ocean. That's where the ocean is. So that's all just a reflection, shiny, and all that kind of stuff like. So that one, like the very end one, like halfway up, that's where it matches up with that line. So the bottom half of that is just a reflection at top half. But in terms of like, that's the only way that refraction seems to push light up. Otherwise, you'd be seeing it going up rather than the angle it's going and stuff kind of thing. Like, I mean, it kind of bows, doesn't it? So So obviously, I don't know, the distance it goes and all that kind of stuff. Like, on a globe, you know what I mean? It'd be different. It'd be like it'd want to turn down. You know what I mean? Like, I spoke about them things we use in the Olympics like loads of times. You know those ball and chain thing. You know what I mean? They spin them round themselves and stuff like that. And when you're doing it, I had them at school or whatever and stuff like. You're holding it out in front of you, so that it's always in front of you, that ball kind of thing. Like, so as you spin, as you move, it's always with you like that. So that's how I imagined what the luminaries of the sun and the moon would be like for Earth, you know what I mean, and stuff like. And that's always thought it'd be, you know what I mean, and stuff like. It's like whenever you looked at the sun, it was just for a glance, so you couldn't really disprove what I was thinking, you know what I mean, and stuff like. Apart from stuff like this, and not all the time lapses and all these kind of things, when you can see the sun get small towards the end and all that kind of stuff like. How it blooms when it comes into this area and stuff like that kind of stuff like. So you can see it looks like it's getting smaller. I mean, it's not like just because you've got like half of it or whatever and stuff like that kind of thing, but it looks like it's visually going into distance in that kind of sense. So anyway, to go further onto this, in terms of like in that globe way of thinking, hold on a second. You've these kind of things. Like it's already set before it's gone down kind of thing. It's already gone down before it's set, in that kind of sense of how that narrative works on the globe and stuff like. Not that one. Look at this one. So we're looking up and we can see the sun, but they're saying it's already there. So when the sun's there, it's already gone behind the curvature. So, but the refraction line would be pulling it up. So like on one of those other examples, like one for example. Let's see, the sun's up there, but that's already set. It's already gone behind it and stuff like. So what I'm thinking is, it's like an hypothesis, really. You know what I mean? I don't know whether, I'm trying to get my head around it in a sense and stuff like. But like in this narrative, right, that they're saying, right, eventually that sun had come down to a point where you're not going to be able to see it. It's like it's its trajectory of its line where it follows there, right? Once it were down here, it'd be, let's have you that other one maybe. So like, you know what I mean, right? If we pull it down, you know what I mean, and then that's your apparent sun, and then your actual sun's below it, right? If we did it again, right? Because the line, it'd still go, wouldn't it? According to those other examples, it's allowed to go through that horizon line, right? So if it were there, you'd perceive it to be there. So your perception, your perception of it would be there whilst it's there, kind of thing. So then once it goes down even further, it's almost like saying that you'd be able to see a sunset in the sky, like you'd see it disappear bottom up before it actually hits our actual horizon, because we're seeing it in this fake positioning, you know what I mean? Because the refraction's like moving it up so much, right? So, like when we've got it here, we can see it's moved it up a little bit, but it's not moved this up. You know what I mean? They're just making an excuse because it continues. So you know what I mean? For it to like suddenly, you know what I mean? Like I say, if it were on an end of a chain, it just disappear behind the horizon. It just go. You know what I mean? Even the fact that it goes into a Fata Morgana, disproves what it's saying and stuff like. It's like your mountain sunsets. There's no Fata Morgana. It's quite a distance away and stuff like that kind of thing. Like you've got like your clouds. My phone's not having it, is it? Your clouds are starting it a little bit. So the atmosphere in there and all that kind of thing. But it's a nice crisp line on the mountain. You know what I mean? And the sun's not squidging into it and all that kind of stuff. Like I said, the clouds are doing it a little bit, but the mountain isn't. You know what I mean? It's still got its crisp. The sun's still got its crisp shape in that kind of sense and stuff like. So back onto that. It's almost like saying where that band is where it should set. So you'd see like the bottom half at moon, and then next bit, and then just tip at next bit, and then that'd be it. That'd be it. But the moon would be set in the sky, you know, like bottom up of a boat and all that kind of thing. But because of their refraction rule, because it's pushed out. I mean, maybe this doesn't make sense. Maybe it wouldn't, because in all honesty, it's a hypothesis of a reality that doesn't exist anyway. So you know what I mean? It's but I mean, like for their model, for what their argument, it's like that's potentially what would happen because like the light is pushing it up and stuff, that kind of thing, like, and it's already gone round the curve and all that kind of stuff, and that's where the horizon line would be because of how far they push it up. Maybe it wouldn't. Maybe it wouldn't. I mean, you know, I mean, maybe we can like waste time making an example of it and stuff like that kind of thing. When really we've got this, and that kind of, I think that just shows how flat it is. Also the Fata Morgana and comparing it to the mountain and all that kind of stuff like. It's really good. So I ain't got a P900, but and I don't live near the ocean either, so I don't know where I got good locations and stuff for it and stuff. But I also like UK and all that kind of thing with clouds are quite common over here and stuff like so. But plenty of other people have, and it depends on your location. You know what I mean? It depends where in the world you are. It's kind of like if you're you know, closer to the equator or whatever and stuff like. It all depends on that. So you know, time of day, what phase it's in, and all these kind of things. You know, because this is like setting when it's morning, and that might be a really good time to catch these phases and stuff like, or moonsets. You know, if it's bright daylight, it's really difficult to see moon and stuff like kind of thing. Like you normally notice it in the sky already and stuff like rather than rising because it's like it's more paler in sky in sky in distance. So the moon kind of matches the color of it quite often. If it rises or sets in that kind of hour. So I mean, this would work at night time. It'd be really good to see at night time. If people got like time lapse and all that kind of stuff and all that, or even from higher elevations as well. So you could do that from a mountain and over to, you know, a mountain at the coast. So you know, I mean, you got a good unobscured view and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm just chucking that out there. And you know, maybe the hypothesis about it disappearing bottom up halfway through the sky. Maybe I don't know. I think it's kind of an idea worth mentioning because it's worth mentioning stuff sometimes. but, but yeah, nice one. Cheers. Thank you. I'll catch you all later.